Hey everyone, Tendra here, and in today's video, we'll look at March 19th to March 25th and see exactly what I did. So the biggest thing we had this week is 10.2.6 dropped, and with that we had Plunderstorm. Now I personally never played a Battle Royale game, so I'm not sure if this is up to par with what they normally are, and if it wasn't for the rewards that were available during this, I don't even know if I would have done it. But it was worth doing just for the rewards. At Renown 10, you got the Silver Tide Stallion, which is a really nice seahorse mount. And then at Renown 20, you got the Royal Sea Feather mount. This is just your standard flying parrot, but it's a really nice mount too. And finally at Renown 39, you got the Polly Roger, which is a gussied up parrot mount with dynamic flying. And for the in-between Renown levels, you could earn some really nice Transmog items. And I gotta say, the Plunderlord's Finery is probably one of the best looking sets I've seen on my Worgen. Also with 10.2.6, some of the meta achievements in-game had mounts tied to them. I was personally pretty close to having most of these completed to begin with, and most of them just needed one or two parts to finish them up. The first achievement I finished up was Back from the Beyond. All of the achievements for this meta are located in Shadowlands, and when you're done, you're awarded Sylvel's Soul Eater. The only thing I really had to do to complete this was finish up a couple of the Torghast achievements. Besides that, I had just about everything ready to go on it. I did receive credit for the achievement closing time as soon as I logged in. All of the parts for this meta are located in the time rifts, and when you finish with it, you're awarded the bestowed Sand Scammer. And I was pretty happy I had this one all finished up already. The next achievement I worked on was the Centaur of Attention. I only needed one part to finish up this meta, and that was the Disgruntled Hunter. And it's really pretty quick and pretty easy to do. All I had to do was find Hermit Nessenwary Jr. at different locations of each of the hunts. But once you do complete it, you receive the bestowed Thunderspine Pack Leader. So this one was pretty quick and easy for me also. The next achievement I worked on was Army of the Fed, and for this I only needed one more part to finish the meta. We're gonna need a bigger harpoon. For this you have to summon 25 lunkers, and I thought this was gonna be really bad. But it turned out not to be too bad. I just found a group in Group Finder that was doing lunker farming, and I was probably done in about 2 hours. Once I finished this, I received the mount, the bestowed Trawling Mammoth. I like these elephants, they're always pretty neat looking. Later in the week we had Trial of Style going. I messed with it for a few hours, and I actually placed first in a few of the rounds. I was kinda shocked, but it speeded up the token farming, and I managed to buy all the new items. And of course, like normal, I did the Emerald Dream weekly quests. This week I managed to finish up a Horde Paladin and an Alliance Hunter. I'm getting close to being done gearing everyone in veteran gear. In a couple more weeks, hopefully I'm finished. And finally, I did get to mess with my farms for the week, so let's take a look and see how I did this week. Like normal, the first thing I went after this week was the Scythe of the Unmaker. Of course, this drops over in Antorus, the Burning Throne, so once I get over there, I set it to Mythic and I head back, and I take out Argus the Unmaker. After this week, I had attempt number 102 on the site, but I still didn't see it drop, so I'll be back here next week. Next up on my list was my first mount. It's the Cartel's Master's Gearglider. For this, you need to do Tazavesh. It's pretty quick, but when I solo it, I get to the last boss, and it's just me, so it takes a little bit to down him, because I'm not doing any of the mechanics. And with taking him down, I got attempt number 2. I didn't see it drop, but I did finish the achievement, Fake It Till You Make It. And once you complete this, you will be awarded the Tazavesh Gearglider. It's a pretty nice looking disc mount, and I'm glad I got it out of the way early. Next up, I went after G.M.O.D. I did this on LFR this week, and if you're not sure, and you want to do it on LFR, just head over to Borealis, head into the inn, talk to the LFR Dungeon Queue NPC, and you can queue up exactly for what wing you want to. After queuing up, I went in and I headed back to Jaina, took her down, and I got attempt number 32 on the mount. I didn't see it drop, so this is another one I'll have to come back to next week. Next on my list was the Glacial TideStorm. This again has to be done in Battle for Desiralore, but this has to be done on Mythic. So for this I just look into Group Finder because I can't solo it quite yet. Once I find a group, we head in and we take Jaina down again. This week gave me attempt number 30 on the mount. I didn't see it drop again, so I'll be back here next week. Hopefully I have a little better luck then. Next I started my multi-character farm, and this week I'm doing Mimiron's Head. If you're not sure what my multi-character farm is, that's where I take 13 characters every week to the same raid or dungeon to farm the item or mount I'm looking for. And so far this system has worked out for me pretty good. But let's take a look and see how I did this week.
And all who inhabit this Miserable little seedling! Ului Bisara, Gagerong, miserable little seedling! Ului Bisara, Gagerong, finally upon you, and all who inhabit this miserable little seedling! Ului Bisara, Gagerong, miserable little seedling! Ului Bisara, Gagerong,
Well, with my third week done of multi-character farming this mount, I still didn't see a drop. So I'll just have to come back here next week, and hopefully I have a little better luck then. And this week I'm wearing another Shadowlands Transmog. This time it's the Season 3 and Season 4 Shadowlands PvP set. On the left we have the Eternal Aspirants plate, and on the right we have the Eternal Gladiators plate. These are pretty simple to get anymore. You're just going to need Marks of Honor. You can obtain them multiple different ways. One of the possible ways you can get them is from World PvP quests. Once you have enough, you're going to head over to Oribos and talk to the PvP vendor, and you'll be able to buy these. So with a little time and effort, you can have these in no time. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.